Hey, what's going on, people? Just cooking some food right now, and I'm going to start looking at my tech notes in a little bit. Woke up around like 9. Last night was a little, but it's all good. I'm going to keep applying to different jobs. Well, not different jobs, but I have 3 jobs. I'm going to link up. I'm going to fill out an application with their apps, like the ones I work, like the one I work for. It's an independent contracting job. And I'm just gonna wait for a background check because I need to make a little more money. I'm cooking some potatoes right now, and I want to share with you guys a little story. And this is going to be one of the reasons why I definitely don't like to go back and forth in the comment section. I don't like to do the whole tit for tat insults. If you don't like me, that's your problem. I don't got nothing to do with that. I really hope though that this story can inspire you to be very careful what you say to people online. Now, I'm 30 years old. I can give 2 fucks about negative comments. Now, if it's funny, I'll laugh. If I laugh where coffee spitting out of my mouth and my nose. Like when I was working last night, I got this funny ass message, and this wasn't on YouTube, but this is during my work, from a customer. They asked me, "Do you have cup holders?" Because the last guy, he spilled everything and all the food was ruined. And I just found that shit to be hilarious. I didn't get a screenshot of it, but it was funny how he wrote the message. But if it's something funny, I'll laugh at it. But I got pretty thick skin. I heard everything in the book. I'm comfortable with myself. But y'all are pretty mature on here. I don't gotta worry about y'all acting like kids. But I want to share with you this story. It's a very true story. It was based on a movie on MTV. MTV does not have the movie now. I can't find it to save my life. I'll see if I could if I want to spend money on Hulu or something and find it. I could try. But I watched it so many times. I didn't need to do research on the story. I did extensive research like 10 years ago on this story, and the guy from Unfabulous, Jordan Holloway or Galloway, he plays the character Isaiah in the movie. They don't use the actual person's name, but I want to share with you in this video. Checking on my food. I want to share with you in this video the story of Abraham Biggs. Abraham was born around December 21st, I believe, 1988. He was going on 20 years old in 2008. This is when Obama was, you know, elected president. The whole country is, it would appears, finally, everything is finally going to change. We got a black president in office, and we all understand that's not what it seems many years later. Things get a lot worse. But, it's a great year. 2008 is a great year. Abraham is, a constant poster on websites like bodybuilding.com and a website with my name called Justin TV. Now, Abraham has a lot of, problems going on. Despite of what you may see in his pictures, you see someone with a lot of friends, a lot of girls around him, very attractive girls around him, family, cousins, nephews. He's very unhappy. He's very depressed because he has a condition called bipolar disorder. And bipolar disorder is a mental illness where it can affect your mood. You can be happy one minute and you can be sad the next. You can have episodes like breakdowns and, feelings of hopelessness, suicidal thoughts. And this is something that he deals with. So he, takes medication, but he also has a problem with illegal drugs. He was known to, pop pills as well. And this is why he was discharged from the army, the military, because he had a breakdown. He couldn't, function in the service. There's pictures of him in his uniform, in his beret, and he's dealing with this condition. I'm not sure if he's taking his medication or not, but Abraham is constantly, you know, he was known on sites like bodybuilding.com, Justin TV. He had a MySpace page, and I believe he had a Facebook when it was just starting. He was known to make a lot of, dark jokes and whatnot. He was a pretty likable guy, but he always talked about killing himself. And there were times when he said he was going to do it, and he didn't go through with it. He was like the boy who cried wolf. No one really believed him because he always said he was going to do it, and he never did. So one day, I guess he couldn't take it anymore. Right when Obama was elected, 3 weeks later, Abraham decides, you know what? It's that day. I gotta go through with it. I'm gonna kill myself. And he's telling everybody on bodybuilding.com, hey, come on Justin TV. I'm gonna live stream my own death. I want y'all to watch this. And they don't believe him because he had a history of saying he was gonna do it, and he never went through with it. So they're just like, all right, man, we don't got time for this. You're not going to do it. Stop wasting our time. You're just woofing. And he's like, I am going to do it. I am going to do it. So, like I said, people don't believe him. They think he's just bullshitting around. And that's why no one bothers to call the police. If someone is threatening, at least now, if they threaten to kill themselves online or they're going to harm themselves or someone else, you call 911. Well, no one does that because they don't believe him because he did this many times. So Abraham is just sitting down on his bed and with his webcam, and he's taking pills. He's going to say, "Hey, I'm going to swallow all these pills. I'm going to swallow them all. I'm going to end my life." And he takes a pill. He takes as many out of the bottle, pill by pill. People are just watching him, egging him on. Yeah, go ahead. Take all them fucking pills. We know you're not really going to do it, but just take them all. Take them all. It's probably not even pills. It's probably candy. It's probably, mints. Stop making it like it's real pills. So he's taking, the pills one by one down in those things. And, people don't call the police. They don't inform, anybody because they feel like it's a hoax. And eventually he's taking the pills, down in them, one by one. He gets up out of his bed, he try to arrange his webcam, and he just sort of lies down, like in fetal position. And he thought that, he's just tired now. He's just going to take a nap. Like that was, bullshit, and they just sort of like just move on, like whatever, man. So hours go by, it's 10, 12 hours later, and people still see him just like in that same position. They're like, okay, he's not moving. Like, is he dead? Like, is this like a hoax? Is this like a prank? Like, what's going on? And everybody, people start to get concerned. So they call 911, and they eventually track down where, this is at, like where it's taking place. And two police officers, as you can see on the webcam, they bust the door open. They, they take the webcam, put something over it so they could block the view. And later on that day, it was announced on the news that he died. He passed away. He committed suicide. And the people that watched it happen, they didn't do anything. They didn't call police. Some of them were actually egging him on. They were encouraging him to do that. When if someone was talking about death on this channel, I would explain to them at least why you shouldn't consider that, why you should consider life. As much as I don't want to get old, I do value my life. But Abraham passed away. It was announced the next day. And, his condition is what led up to it. Now, I've read about this story like 10 plus years ago. I watched the movie 10 times. I don't know, like, if you could blame the spectators because he did do this like a few times where he would make the threat of killing himself and he wouldn't go through with it. So I don't know if you could blame them. I would blame the people that were egging him on, encouraging it. But when he died, this was broadcast on Justin TV. Justin TV is defunct now. But when he died, it's like that story explains why I don't like to go back and forth with people in the comment section. I don't like to exchange insult, like the tit for tat, insult after insult, because I don't know what's going on in someone's life. I don't know what's their the condition of their life. If it's something that I will say or something that they say to me, I could take it. But if something I say to them can add fuel to the fire, I don't want to be responsible for that. I couldn't live, knowing I added fuel to the fire if they were already feeling like shit. So think about this story. I can't find the movie, but think about this story in the sense of be careful what it is you say to people in here. Be responsible with your comments. If anything, try to disable your comment section so you don't got to deal with shit like that. But this is a real story. He would have been 36 today, going on 37. And, with this story, I just say to myself, we got to be very careful of what it is we say, use our words very careful, and try to be nice to people in here because you'll never know what's going on in their real life.